does it take to create a new luxury brand from scratch? Here to give you a behind-the-scenes look on the making of Windermere's uber luxury brand, W Collection, please welcome Lee Canlis with Windermere Luxury Division and Brian Barrero with 1000 Watt Consulting.
Hi there. Good afternoon. Are we doing an interview? Is Dolly coming back on stage or no?
Really?
It's just us.
Good.
Okay. Well, why don't you start? Okay. Well, I'll start. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So my name is Brian Barrero. My company's 1000 Watt. We're a brand and marketing agency that focuses on the real estate industry. And Lee Canlis is running a new luxury division that Windermere launched. And we helped develop the brand identity for that brand, and Lee is now running the program. I think the idea here is that Lee will share with you a little bit about how Windermere and she created an ultra luxe brand from scratch. So, go ahead.
Sounds good. We thought we'd be with Dolly, so I was just ready to respond to questions, but this is really fun for me. First of all, oh, hi. Oh, good.
No, that's okay.
Hey.
No, I could do it either way. It's so nice to meet you in person.
Windermere is one of my favorite brands across the country. It's all about integrity. It's all about from the top down. And you're in some of my favorite markets, Southern California and Seattle, which I love. So I'm a real big pro Windermere person.
Thank you,
So why don't you tell us what you did with 1000 Watt and how that got started and where you are today with it?
Sure. Well, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. And I was really happy to work with Windermere for the exact reasons that you just brought in.
Integrity. Yep.
Authentic, integrity-based, knowledgeable company that is already owning the market share in the luxury division within the Seattle market. And so to be asked to come in and actually sort of visually direct this process was truly an honor for me. I have long history in the luxury world, but it was not in real estate at all. So I came from outside industry. Art world was mostly my focus, and I had done editorial journalism and fashion and philanthropy, etc. So coming in from the outside, I said, I don't know a lot about real estate. And they said, no, that's good. You're bringing perspective into a marketplace.
And freshness.
Fresh.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
And we want you to be able to apply that. And so dealing with the brand, Windermere, as you said, all of those things are so true. So in creating the ultra luxury division of this company, I really wanted this brand to be a lasting brand that felt more like a Cartier and a Rolex, being based off the authenticity that already was established. You want to talk about, because Brian actually came on board before I did.
Yeah, so...
well, you were in the real estate business, though, right?
I've never sold real estate.
No.
So I own an agency that does this sort of work with real estate companies.
Right.
And has for...
But, I mean, real estate, you service the real estate business.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been around real estate for about 20 years. So I'm familiar with it, even though I've never sold real estate. But what my company did is two things that were really important. And if you're thinking about rebranding yourself, or your brokerage is thinking about rebranding, I think that luxury, as it is visually presented in the world, is often almost templatized in our industry. So there's lots of script fonts, there's lots of black and white, there's lots of sort of using the amazing inventory that you all sell as a visual and marketing crutch, and not really exploring a visual language and a brand identity that's unique and ownable. So the first thing that we had to do was really do our homework on this company that was now trying to segment its brand to go after a new stratum of the market, and really understand the agents and understand the brand and understand the competition. So 3 months before we ever started sketching ideas, we spent really learning about the agents. We spent learning about the Sotheby's brokerage in Seattle that was nipping at Windermere's heels in terms of the luxury market, and we wanted to not just trail them. We wanted to create something that was totally unique and ownable. So
you're like the opposite of Redfin here, right? Just like the total opposite.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the W collection.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So anyway, it was a very organic process, and I think that's necessary. You can't just come and do script fonts pretty pictures and make yourself a luxury brand. I think to do it right these days, you need to be much more methodical about it and think about the entire visual system and the brand experience that goes across the website, print, in person, all of those touch points where you have an opportunity to either look good or look not so good.
Lee, what would you say is luxury for you versus luxury for everyone else? So in other words, is it the top 5% of your marketplace? Is it a dollar amount? Like, do you cut it off at some point?
Yeah. So we decided within the Puget Sound area, or Western Washington is where we're launching this. And our launch date, official launch date to the public, just so you know, is November 1st.
Oh, wow.
So we're
Congrats.
yeah,
Right before the
just
election.
a little busy. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is the 3 million and above. So that's our market. And we know that it's all across the board, of course, nationwide. But that's where ours.
So that's where you are, 3 million and above.
That's right.
And do the people who sign up with you, the sellers, they get a special package? It's going to be promoted in different places? What's your brand identity in W versus what you were doing until now?
Well, I think, can we rotate these slides too? Because these are some of the visual identities that we're coming out with. The signs will be out in the yards of the W Collection properties starting November 1st. This is our logo. Now I'm going to be distracted back to here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful logo. It's very regal.
So what was really important in creating the logo in particular was to draw on the history of the Windermere brand, and to me, not to pick a name that sort of didn't have grit to it and value, to come out with this icon that will live for a long time. So that W icon you'll see.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
So to answer your question, this is created for our brokers that are servicing the needs of their clients. So what we're here to do is to make their life easier. You know, the early example of the cufflinks that were prepared, the shirt that was pressed, the things that they don't necessarily expect, that's what we want to do. I understand that market, it's really important to have those things in place. So my job is to create, yes, presentation sheets, et cetera, the great signage, great website, mobile apps, everything that will allow our top brokers to do the best job they could do for their clients.
Right, and that really bespeaks luxury.
Yeah,
right?
So I mean, this sign, you know, we were talking
that
about
sign is beautiful.
Design is, to me, this is so much fun, but really thinking outside the box and trying to create something that has really never been done before that we could find out there in real estate. This sign is a handmade metal sign. It's gorgeous. It's going to have a shock factor.
Yeah,
in
somebody's
that
going to
regal
go
fit.
across that and know it's you right away.
Yeah.
Right, so that was the whole point of the signage.
Yeah, yeah. And the website will be outstanding the way that I really wanted the website. What we wanted the website to feel like was really an editorial, a journalistic approach, something
Which is
like
your
high
background.
fashion.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So to take those beautiful images of these properties, but to make it minimal, to really hone in on the details and kind of wipe away all the script and the stuff that's out there.
And just make it simple. Keep it
Simple.
simple, stupid, but elegant.
Yeah.
Right.
And elegant and also original. So,
And
you know, even on things that may seem trivial, like the artwork on the website and the iconography on the website, all of that stuff was hand-drawn, and it constitutes a visual language that is completely unique and ownable, right? And stands apart from all of the other competition in the Seattle market for Windermere, and Windermere operates in 9 states, and this will eventually go beyond Seattle, but it's totally unique and ownable. And the other thing about it, and this I think is the smart thing, another smart thing that Windermere did, is it wasn't just the pretty visuals, right? So Lee came on board to lead an entire program that really aims to create a total brand experience around super luxury real estate. And I think that's important. I often feel like in real estate, even among what, you know, in this room are some of the most professional agents in the country. It's like if you walked in, the experience is somewhat like if you walked into the Beverly Hills Hotel, this beautiful hotel, and checked in, everything's great, and then, you know, went to open your room door and it looked like the Econo Lodge out by LAX, right? Real estate has these sort of brand disconnect moments. And even among really great brokerages and really great agents, right? There's a lot of good stuff, but there's no consistency. And that's Windermere, I think, you're aiming for that across the board, which
Absolutely,
is good.
yeah. And everything that we'll do, not only what we've done in the past year, but what we're doing moving forward, will have that brand consistency in every piece of everything we do. And that's something to speak about too, sort of the timeline. I know you touched on that before, but if somebody's looking to create a brand within a brand or a new brand in itself, it takes time to do it well.
Yeah.
And we really just didn't want to come up with something and put it out there in a way that didn't have that back into it. And so I've been on board for about 9 months.
Wow.
And in that time frame, been working very closely with 1000 Watt. And our best brokers have been the voices telling us what they need. And that's really important.
Which is what the clients need, sellers,
Exactly.
buyers,
Yeah.
everyone. And will anyone be able to sell who's a Windermere agent in your program, or will it be by invitation, or how will that work?
No, it's going to be open. You know, that's one thing that Windermere always has been. The qualification is the price of the property.
Right.
And then there will be a process to make sure that property, even if it's $3 million and above, still has the level of sophistication that we think needs to be held by that brand.
Right, and you might advertise in different places, for example. It might
Yes.
be the Wall Street Journal versus
Right.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll
Yes.
be that way also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
You
it
know,
looks like really exciting.
Yeah,
you.
I think that this indicates a larger trend that I think we should all be mindful of. Windermere is a very large company that had dominant market share at the luxury tier in Seattle anyway. Right? This wasn't a company that was trying to put on airs and reach for something. They already had it.
Yeah, I think of Bill Gates when I think of Windermere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what they did is they realized that the competitive makeup in Seattle was changing, and they wanted to stay out in front. So this established, successful, market share owning company created a brand extension that allowed them to connect with a new segment of the market more effectively, and did that proactively.
And to target them.
And to target them.
Right.
And I think
But-
we're going to see
Yeah.
more of that.
Yeah.
Big companies doing this sort of thing.
And an across the board way. So earlier we were talking about that average age of 27. I wanted this brand to ring through to somebody who's 27. And you know, the city of Seattle is really a magical place in terms of entrepreneurship. You never know who you're talking to.
That's true.
So you could be talking to a 30-year-old guy at a coffee shop who's wearing jeans and a t-shirt and a pair of Converse.
Yeah.
And he could be your next client.
Yeah.
This brand has to relate to him as much as it does to the 75-year-old person that you're thinking in your mind might be selling their $15 million home.
Right.
So if we go to the slide, we also, because I love this part of it, is I think you have the controls, Brian, is the mobile portion of our website.
So this is going to be also, an app.
It's going to look great on the mobile side. It's going to look great on your computer. It will be something that will be advertised not only in the Wall Street Journal, but also
And all
in
the
some
agents are
fresh
that good looking.
publications. Every agent
Every
is that
agent
good looking.
it looks that great.
Yeah.
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 They do have to go through a regimen with me. I do a special training program.
Yeah. Well, that's
No,
good. I mean, to walk the walk and talk the talk, you have to be trained.
Well, and
Yeah.
that's something that's really
Yeah.
important. There's only so much that we can do, right? And then it's up to these brokers. They already have the success. They already have, this is to help them succeed, but they're the ones that are carrying this brand, and they will prove in its success.
Yeah. No, it sounds amazing. I think it's a very timely idea as well.
Thanks.
Well,
And that's
thank you.
actually Michael's phone number right there and his current
see?
listing. And in case anybody wants to send him a text, he's right over here.
Hey, Michael. Shout out. That's a gorgeous. How much is that house?
Is it 14,588 and something? 17,868. That's what I
But
said.
it'll go for 14,588. Is that it?
No. It's gorgeous, and it will be on the website on November
gorgeous.
1st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
Hey,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.